Sit back and throw one back with your pinky in the air and a middle finger to the world and join me, the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, as we look back on this day in pro wrestling history. But before we do, put that drink down, like, share, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get our wrestling history on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is April 25th, and we're going to start off as we always do on a positive note. That's right, these are your pro wrestling birthdays. 1949, the big man himself, Jerry Blackwell. 1974, going from large to small, Octagon Cito. And last but not least, 1982, not just an amazing man, the Amazing Red. Of course, on the flip side of that coin, your pro wrestling deaths for April 25th. 2000, the Masked Assassin, number 2, Tom Renesto. Alright, enough of the sad stuff. It's time to get to the meat and potatoes. That's right, these are your pro wrestling history highlights for April 25th. Alright, a short trip in the Wayback Machine today, but let's start in 1970. WWF World Champion Bruno Sammartino defeats Ivan Koloff in a Texas death match in Boston, Massachusetts. Staying with the Worldwide Wrestling Federation and going to 1977, World Champion Bruno Sammartino successfully defends his title against Baron von Raschke in Madison Square Garden. Going to 1980, an event at the famed Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis, Missouri, saw both the WWF and the NWA World titles defended. WWF Champion Bob Backlund defeated Bulldog Bob Brown, and NWA Champion Harley Race defeated Ric Flair. Also on the show, Ken Patera defeated Kevin Von Erich to win the Missouri State Championship. 1983, the WWF runs an event at Madison Square Garden that sees Jimmy Snuka defeat superstar Billy Graham. This would be one of Graham's final WWF appearances following an incident where he was rushed to the hospital the previous day after overdosing on pills. He would not return to the company for several years. 1989, the WWF taped Saturday night's main event in Des Moines, Iowa, to be broadcast on May 27th for NBC. The show is notable for two reasons. First, Jimmy Snuka, making his WWF return after being gone for 3 years, defeated Boris Zukov. And of course, second, Hulk Hogan defeated Big Boss Man in a steel cage match. Prior to the match, though, Hogan was attacked by Zeus, aka actor Tiny Lister, who was the co-star of Hogan's upcoming movie, No Holds Barred. Moving to the 90s, 1992, ECW, then known as Eastern Championship Wrestling, crowned their first world champion at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania's Tabor Youth Association Center. 2 separate battle royals were held with different participants, with Sal Belmo winning the first and Jimmy Snuka winning the second. Snuka then defeated Sal to become the first ECW Heavyweight Champion. And last but not least, in our short trip in pro wrestling history today, 1999, WWF held the Backlash pay-per-view at Providence, Rhode Island at the Civic Center. In the main event, WWF World Champion Steve Austin defeated The Rock in a no-holds-barred match when special referee Shane McMahon accidentally hit The Rock with the title belt. Austin then gave Rock a stunner, but Shane refused to count the pin, so Vince McMahon came out with a second referee and hit Shane with the title belt himself. Those were your short but sweet pro wrestling history highlights for April 25th. I'm the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, and we'll see you tomorrow.